Get ready for off-grid adventures in this fully solar, high-roof 2021 Ford Transit 350 3.5-liter EcoBoost camper van, professionally built by Austin Van Works in Austin, Texas. This van is loaded with so many features, and I'm going to try to share them all in this quick video. There are charging stations throughout the van. These are the fast charging USB-C. And there's also plugs for your standard appliances. More on that later. There's also bug walls in the front and back. The front one is magnetic so that you can get in and out really easily. Here's how it looks when you first walk in the van. And you'll see here is the brain of the van. This is the Victron Servo GX Control and GX Touch 70 touchscreen. We've designed the van so that you only have to turn the inverter on when you're cooking. That's when you're using the microwave or the induction cooktop. More on that later, but it's really easy to turn on and off. There's also the water pump here, the speed control for the exhaust fan, the air conditioning controls, and the thermostat for the heater. So let's have a look at the kitchenette next. One of the things that I love about this van is that it has this countertop extension so that you have plenty of room when you're cooking. There's a great deep kitchen sink. This is the Ruvati sink. And one of my favorite features is this Instant Pot cabinet. We use the Instant Pot all the time, and we designed this so that you can use the Instant Pot while you're driving so that your dinner will be all cooked and ready to eat when you arrive in camp. There are rails inside the cabinet to keep the Instant Pot secure, and there's plenty of space in here so you can put other things in there as well. All of the cabinets in the van have yacht-style latches that are nice and secure, and we have never had one come open while we're driving. Here's the drawer below the Instant Pot cabinet that has the induction cooktop that you can just take out and put on the counter for easy cooking. There's another drawer below that one that's nice and wide and deep with plenty of storage. Then we have underneath the sink, there's under sink storage, and this is where I like to keep potatoes and onions so that they stayed cool even in the summertime. As you've probably noticed, we have nets throughout the van too, so you can have even more storage. Here's the silverware / utensil drawer. Really nice and deep there once again. And one more drawer underneath that. Really nice and deep. Moving over to the upper cabinets. Once again, these are really deep cabinets, and you can totally fit enough food in this van for 2 weeks off-grid. No problems there. Here's the microwave, which is great for heating up leftovers. I keep the glass plate in a little felt pouch that I made so that it doesn't rattle around. Then going across the other side, here's the air conditioning cabinet and a fire extinguisher as well. And then above the cab, we have even more storage. There's window covers included that are really insulated and nice. And then this is where we kept our day packs. It's kind of like a black hole up here. There's just so much storage, you won't even believe it. Back to the kitchen sink, there's a sink cover with a cutting board so that you have even more countertop space, and you can just move it aside and then once again have access to that deep sink, which does have a sprayer. Moving across to the bedroom area, I'll cover the bedroom more later because there's so many features, but on to the fridge and freezer. The freezer is huge, and once again, we could keep enough food in here for 2 weeks off-grid. Then the bathroom / shower. So there's lighting in here, and this is a stainless steel shower to keep it really easy to clean. No getting in like grout or having to worry about that. It has the Nautilus slider door so that when you're in there showering, you have privacy. Here's how it looks when the door is closed. And the airhead toilet is removable so that you can take it out when you're showering and have more room. Now onto the heater cabinet. This is where the heater is located. Once again, more netting. And here is where the hot air comes out for the heater. This is the Van Life Tech Luxury Hydronic Heating System with a heated floor and on-demand hot water. The heated floor extends all the way to the garage, and it's so nice on cold mornings. Moving back towards the front of the van, here you can see the Ford factory seats spun around and the lagoon mount tables. There's one for the passenger side and one for the driver side, and they both have USB-C charging stations, which is great for when you're working on the road. And the passenger table swivels in and out, and it's just so nice. The tables store up against the shower wall when they're not in use, so right up against that wall right there. There's also 3 Sirocco 2 Elite DC cooling fans here in the van. This one is right up here by the driver's side, and it's really come in handy. The fans will swivel in all directions. Here, I can show you a quick demo of that. So you can point it down, point it up. And there are 4 speeds to the fans, and they're super quiet and nice. These fans are also back by the bed area, which I'll show you more later. So there you have that. Now let's continue the tour from the back of the van. So here you can see the bed area when you're looking in from the back. And I'll cover some more of that here in a bit, but I just wanted you to see what that looked like. And here is the bug wall that's in the back. And here we put a laundry bag. This is a brand new laundry bag that we're putting with the van. And next I wanted to show you the electronics cabinet with all of the Victron equipment. Check out the description for the full details of all of the Victron equipment, including the solar charge controller for both the roof panels and the second one for the exterior port for the portable solar panels. Next up, I wanted you to see the water tanks that are above the wheel wells. There's 65-gallon capacity for the van. Once again, you can see there's plenty of netting for extra storage. Here are the breakers for all of the inside equipment. There's the ladder that we use to get up on the roof. And then both of the passenger and the driver's side back doors have plenty of netting. This is where we kept our winter coats and heavy fleeces and bulky things like that that are kind of lightweight. Then when you move the ladder aside, you have an extra outdoor shower here that's pretty basic, but it gets the job done. And here you can see how the door for that outdoor shower folds up and everything stows away. And then here is the bug wall for the back of the van. This one has the zipper down the middle, and it also has a privacy panel so that people can't look in and see what you have stored in the garage area. Moving on to the Illuminous box, here you have plenty more storage. We kept tools in here, and you can also keep your gray and freshwater hoses in here. It's just really handy to have. There you can see how it looks back there. And then getting the ladder and going up on the roof, here you can see the 800 watts of rooftop solar panels, plus the Starlink and the PepWave. Then while we're outside, we wanted you to see the Fiamma F45 awning with electric motor kit, plus additional shade wall and accessory hooks. This portion is sped up so that you can see everything how it goes, but you didn't have to wait for it all to extend. But this awning is really, really nice to have, especially when it's hot or raining. And the poles of the awning can also be staked to the ground for extra security. Now moving back into the van, I wanted to show you this hidden storage underneath the passenger seat where you can keep your extra shoes. Next, I wanted to give you a quick tour of the underbed storage. So this is the storage box on the passenger side of the van. It's almost 12 inches tall and it goes the whole width of the bed, so there's plenty of storage in there. This is where we kept our backpacks and beer canister and things like that. Then onto the middle underbed storage area, there's some equipment in here, and then we had custom boxes made so that we could make better use of the available storage space that's in there. So even more storage there. And then on the driver's side, that's where the water pump is, and the accumulator and a couple extra water filters. And you can still sneak some storage in here. That's where I kept my yoga mat. And now for the bedroom tour. Here are the upper cabinets for the bedroom. These hold plenty of clothes. We're able to fit 4 seasons worth of clothing in there. There's one for the driver and the passenger. Once again, with extra netting both above the cabinet and below the cabinet. These things really do hold a lot of clothes. Here's one of the fans back in the bedroom. It's the same fan that's up front. And here's the second one. Once again, these have 4 speeds, and we found that having these plus the windows open keeps us cool up to about 80 degrees. We don't even have to use the air conditioner, and they're also great for white noise if ever you need that. More netting and the air conditioner vent. And there are also charging stations on both sides of the bed. And here's your view from up on the bed looking towards the cab. It really has a cozy cabin feel, and it feels really nice being back in here. Next, I wanted to share the lighting back by the bed. So there are ceiling lights back up here above the bed, and also these rechargeable reading lights that are really nice. And you can see the phone charging station there as well. So here's a look at that from out in the hallway, so you get a better idea of how that looks. And then moving back to the front of the cab, this is by the slider door. I'm going to lower the blinds, and I put all the window coverings up. And then you can see all the lighting that's in here that makes it feel like almost like it's daytime. And I almost forgot to show you, there are also these toe kick drawers down here underneath the kitchenette. So there you have it. This is how it looks in, we call it night mode. So now I'll turn these lights back off. There are also lights above the lagoon tables. We call that the dining room, and there's a light here in the shower as well. It's just all really nice. And from the outside of the van, there's no light leaking out, so you can totally stealth camp in this as well. It's pretty fun. So as I'm turning off the lights, I just wanted to mention that there are tons more features that I didn't even get to in this video. And please check out the description and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.